In every season of life, storms will come, challenges test us, trials push us, and moments of despair whisper that we cannot go on. Yet it is in these very moments of darkness that the seed of strength is planted. The difference between those who rise and those who fall lies not in circumstance, but in attitude. To stay positive in tough times is not to deny reality. It is to master it. It is to look at obstacles not as walls, but as stepping stones, not as endings, but as beginnings. The mind is the greatest battlefield, and if you command it with faith, vision, and persistence, no trial can destroy you. When others surrender to fear, you choose courage. When others bow to defeat, you choose determination. Remember, every hardship conceals a hidden opportunity, and your power lies in uncovering it. Control your mindset before it controls you is not just a phrase, it is the foundation upon which resilience and strength are built. In moments of difficulty, when life seems to close in and uncertainty surrounds you, the first battle is never outside, it is inside your mind. The thoughts you allow to dominate your consciousness shape how you interpret every challenge, every setback, and every hardship. If your mind is left unattended, it will wander toward fear, doubt, and negativity, because the natural tendency of the human mind is to magnify problems and minimize possibilities. But when you take control, when you direct your thoughts with intention, you begin to see light where others only see darkness. Your mindset acts as a lens, coloring the way you perceive reality. A negative mindset can take a small problem and turn it into a mountain, while a positive mindset can take the same problem and see within it a chance to grow stronger, smarter, and wiser. By deciding what thoughts you will feed and what thoughts you will starve, you dictate whether your circumstances become prisons or stepping stones. Every day, your mind presents you with two doors, one that leads to fear, frustration, and self-pity, and another that leads to courage, clarity, and determination. The choice to open the right door must be conscious and consistent. The mind is like fertile soil, it will grow whatever seeds you plant. If you sow seeds of worry, discouragement, and defeat, then that is what will grow and multiply. But if you plant seeds of faith, confidence, and purpose, then even in the harshest storms, you will reap strength. Controlling your mindset means refusing to let external events dictate your internal world. You cannot always control what happens around you, but you can always choose how you respond within. When someone criticizes you, you decide whether to absorb their words as truth or dismiss them as noise. When a challenge appears, you decide whether to label it as impossible or to declare it an opportunity to prove your resilience. Training your mind requires discipline. Just as muscles grow through repeated exercise, your mindset strengthens through repeated focus. Replace every negative thought with a constructive one. When you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself of times you overcame challenges before. When fear tries to grip you, speak words of courage and persistence until they sink into your subconscious. Slowly, the balance of power shifts, and you become the master rather than the servant of your thoughts. Those who fail to control their mindset become controlled by it, dragged into cycles of anxiety, doubt, and hopelessness. But those who take command unlock the ability to remain steady when everything around them shakes. Your mindset is the steering wheel of your life, and whichever direction you turn it, your future will follow. See obstacles as opportunities in disguise is a principle that transforms the way you interact with life. Every person encounters difficulties, setbacks, and unexpected barriers, but what separates those who rise from those who remain defeated is the interpretation of those moments. An obstacle by itself has no meaning until the mind assigns one. For some, it becomes a reason to stop, an excuse to surrender, a sign that they were not meant to continue. For others, it becomes a test, a teacher, and a chance to discover strength they never knew existed. The same wall that blocks one person becomes a ladder for another. The power lies not in the obstacle, but in the perspective through which it is seen. When you choose to see obstacles as opportunities, you shift from a mindset of limitation to one of growth. Challenges become invitations to expand your character, sharpen your skills, and deepen your resilience. A rejection at work may feel like a closed door, yet it might be the force that pushes you toward a new path where your talents are better used. Financial setbacks may feel like punishment, but they can teach resourcefulness and creativity that no comfort ever could. Even personal struggles, whether in relationships or health, carry within them the seeds of self-discovery and strength that can only be uncovered in times of difficulty. What seems to be standing in your way often proves to be clearing your path. Every obstacle contains within it a hidden lesson or advantage, but it requires faith and patience to see it clearly. Most people only notice the pain, the delay, or the inconvenience, and they stop looking deeper. Yet those who persist in searching for meaning often uncover insights that change the course of their lives. History is filled with stories of inventors, leaders, and dreamers who faced crushing setbacks but found within those setbacks the inspiration for their greatest breakthroughs. Failure did not end them, it redirected them. Loss did not weaken them, it prepared them. The obstacle was not their enemy, it was their silent ally. To develop this vision, you must train yourself to pause when faced with difficulty and ask a simple question: what is this here to teach me? The answer may not come immediately, but the act of asking shifts your attention from despair to discovery. Instead of resenting the struggle, you begin to welcome the growth it offers. Instead of shrinking back, you lean forward with curiosity. By doing so, you gradually develop the ability to see beyond appearances, recognizing that light rarely withholds without also providing something greater in return. The truth is, obstacles are the raw material from which opportunity is shaped. Without them, growth would be shallow, character would be weak, and resilience would remain untested. They are not interruptions to your journey. They are an essential part of it. Guard your thoughts with faith and vision, because the quality of your thinking determines the quality of your life. The mind is the gatekeeper of your destiny, and what you allow to take root there will ultimately shape your actions, decisions, and results. Every thought carries energy, and that energy builds momentum over time. If you entertain doubt, fear, and negativity, you create an environment where discouragement thrives and progress slows. If you nurture faith, hope, and clarity of vision, you create fertile soil for growth, persistence, and achievement. The discipline to guard your thoughts is one of the most powerful practices you can ever develop. Faith is the shield that protects your mind from being overwhelmed by uncertainty and despair. In the face of challenges, faith reminds you that there is always a way forward, even if you cannot yet see it. Faith does not eliminate obstacles, but it empowers you to approach them with confidence instead of fear. When setbacks appear, faith steadies your mind, whispering that this moment is not the end, but part of a greater unfolding. With faith, you see beyond temporary struggles and believe in the unseen possibilities that lie ahead. Without it, even small difficulties can seem unbearable, draining your strength before the real battle begins. Vision is the compass that directs your thoughts toward a desired future. Without vision, the mind becomes scattered, easily swayed by negativity and distractions. Vision gives your thoughts a clear destination, focusing your energy and guiding your choices. It allows you to picture a reality that does not yet exist and to act as though it were already possible. When you hold a vision in your mind, your thoughts naturally align with it, shaping your words, your habits, and your persistence. Vision makes guarding your thoughts easier, because anything that does not serve your purpose becomes unworthy of attention. Together, faith and vision act as sentinels of the mind. Faith guards against despair, while vision guards against aimlessness. When doubt knocks on the door of your mind, faith refuses to let it in. When distractions tempt you to wander, vision pulls you back to the path. To guard your thoughts with these two forces means you no longer live as a victim of circumstance, but as a creator of direction. Every challenge becomes filtered through faith that it can be overcome, and vision that reminds you why it must be overcome. Guarding your thoughts is not about ignoring reality, but about choosing which parts of reality to magnify. It is deciding that no matter what you see with your eyes, you will focus on what you believe with your heart and imagine with your mind. It is refusing to give space to destructive thinking and instead filling that space with ideas that lift, strengthen, and empower. When you maintain faith and vision, you stand as the master of your inner world, and from that mastery flows strength to shape the outer world. Choose courage when fear surrounds you, because fear is the most common enemy of progress and the most persuasive voice that tries to hold you back. Fear appears in many forms: fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of uncertainty. But its purpose is always the same: to paralyze you before you can discover your true strength. The presence of fear does not mean you are weak, it means you are human. What matters is not whether fear shows up, but whether you choose to bow to it or rise above it. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward in spite of it. Every act of courage weakens fear's grip, while every act of surrender strengthens it. When you choose courage, you reclaim control over your path. Fear will whisper that the risk is too high, that the pain will be too great, that the odds are stacked against you. If you accept its message, you stop before you even begin. But if you act with courage, you discover that most fears are illusions, shadows that disappear the moment you shine the light of action upon them. Fear magnifies obstacles, but courage reduces them to size. Fear says you cannot, but courage proves you can. Fear looks at uncertainty and sees danger, while courage looks at the same uncertainty and sees possibility. Choosing courage does not mean recklessness, it means conviction. It means trusting that the vision within you is greater than the fear around you. When opportunities arise, fear will try to convince you that you are not ready, not skilled enough, not deserving. Courage reminds you that growth only comes when you step into the unknown, and that readiness is created by doing, not by waiting. Every bold decision, every step taken in faith, strengthens the habit of courage until it becomes your natural response to challenge. Fear thrives in silence and hesitation, but courage thrives in action. The longer you delay, the louder fear becomes, feeding on your doubts and painting worst-case scenarios in your mind. The moment you act, even if imperfectly, fear begins to shrink because it cannot survive where forward movement exists. Courage is built one choice at a time. The choice to speak when silence is easier. The choice to try when quitting feels safer. The choice to continue when fear begs you to stop. Each courageous act builds momentum, and soon fear becomes the background noise rather than the main voice guiding your life. When you choose courage in moments surrounded by fear, you discover parts of yourself you never knew existed. Strength reveals itself, resilience deepens, and confidence grows. Courage creates proof, and proof destroys doubt. You begin to trust yourself more, not because fear is gone, but because you have learned that you can walk with it and still prevail. Persist when others surrender, because persistence is the defining trait that separates those who achieve greatness from those who merely dream of it. Most people give up not because success is impossible, but because the path becomes too difficult, too uncertain, or too long. They surrender at the very moment when persistence could have carried them across the threshold of victory. To persist is to declare that no obstacle, no delay, and no failure will have the final say over your destiny. Persistence is the quiet force that keeps moving forward when enthusiasm fades, when results are invisible, and when every voice around you suggests you stop. Life will always test the depth of your desire by placing challenges in your way. These challenges are not punishments, they are filters, separating the half-hearted from the determined. When others surrender, they reveal that their vision was not strong enough to endure pressure. But when you persist, you prove to yourself and the world that your vision is worth every sacrifice, every setback, and every sleepless night. Persistence transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers because it keeps them on the path long enough for their efforts to bear fruit. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is the companion of persistence. Every failed attempt carries a lesson, and persistence ensures those lessons are not wasted but applied. Those who surrender at the first, second, or even 10th failure never give themselves the chance to see the growth that comes from continuing. History is filled with men and women who endured countless rejections, losses, and defeats, only to find that persistence eventually turned impossibility into inevitability. Each step forward, no matter how small, compounds over time, and persistence is what allows those steps to accumulate until the destination is reached. Persistence also builds inner strength. It teaches patience when results are slow. It develops creativity when the obvious path is blocked. It cultivates resilience when circumstances seem unmovable. The longer you persist, the more resourceful you become, because you are forced to adapt, adjust, and find new ways forward. While others surrender and remain stuck in disappointment, persistence keeps you growing, learning, and evolving. Over time, it is not just the goal you achieve, but the character you build that becomes the true reward. Every dream demands a price, and persistence is the currency that pays it. Talent may open doors, but without persistence, talent withers. Opportunity may appear, but without persistence, opportunity is wasted. Luck may arrive, but without persistence, luck slips away. Persisting when others surrender gives you an edge that cannot be bought or borrowed. It is earned only by refusing to quit. The longer you remain on the path, the more certain it becomes that success will eventually meet you. Because persistence is the guarantee that you will still be standing when the breakthrough arrives. In the end, staying positive in tough times is not about pretending life is easy or denying the weight of challenges. It is about mastering your inner world so that no storm can break you. When you control your mindset, obstacles transform into opportunities. When you guard your thoughts with faith and vision, fear loses its grip. When you choose courage in the face of uncertainty and persist when others surrender, you build a strength that no setback can destroy. Every hardship carries within it the seed of growth, and every trial contains a hidden gift for those willing to search for it. The difference between defeat and victory, between despair and hope, lies not in the situation but in the spirit with which you face it. Tough times will come, but with the right attitude, they will never define you. They will refine you.